Hello, everyone. My name is Antoine Hunter, also known as PurpleFireCrow, and welcome to Deaf Woke. I'm thoroughly excited. It's been an incredible day. It's been an amazing week getting our production set up. So I'm here in Oakland, California, the land of the Ohlone people, Ohlone tribe. My visual description is ebony locks. It's getting close to 3 feet long. Milk chocolate skin, got it from my mama. I have an ebony bushy beard, and it's shiny. I have a gray t-shirt on with yellow print saying Deaf Woke. I have a red curtain background. Today, Thursday, August 12th, 2021. I feel blessed to be here. Now, before we start, I'd like to introduce our interpreters. Come on up. This is Jay. This is Kaylee. I just want to say thank you being a deaf ally. Thank you for the service to the community. It means so much. Big love, big hugs. Representation is critical, you know. Now we've been busy. So I got something cool to show you. And I am thoroughly excited specifically for this weekend. And we got our festival coming up. So y'all ready? Look what we got coming up this weekend.
I need to calm down. Let me tell you why I'm excited. Friday, August 13th to the 15th, the Bay Area International Deaf Down Festival. Yay! Now it's the 9th year of the festival, the 9th annual. Let's make some noise. The festival program will have workshop, it will have deaf performing around the world for a deaf artist panel. Third, look at the flyer. That's not all. There's more, so much more. If you want to know more information, please go to their website, www.realurbanchatdance.com. How to join the festival? To watch, to be a participant? The festival is virtual, which means everybody can participate. And there's more information on the ticket sales and festival details. Check out the website. Pay as you can, $0 to $25. And then on the website, you will see different dates of different activities on urbanchatdance.com. Come on and dance with me. Come on and follow me. The Bay Area International Deaf Dance Festival schedule will be on the website.
Whoo, you all don't want to dance, right? Come on, y'all want to dance? Come on, I know y'all can get down. I know y'all can get down. Well, today I got another special guest that can get down as well. She has an incredible bio. So she's our special guest, Miss Kavita Papalia, spelled Pipalia. This is her name sign. Kavita is the Global Deaf Aid Foundation Executive Director, a native of India, is an active professional in variety of deaf serving organization. She's currently the president of the California Association of Deaf. She's one of 3 deaf mothers who are the founders of Coda West with a K, a nonprofit organization which provides hearing children with deaf parents programs and camp program opportunities to interact with peers. She works in sales for Sprint Relay while simultaneously teaching American Sign Language at Pasadena City College in Los Angeles, California. Outside of her professional life, she participates in advocacy, consulting services for various companies to provide accommodations needs for deaf people. She's got incredible energy and a beautiful smile. She's currently a mentor in Indian women who has deaf daughters, is now an IPP, interpreting professional program, to be an interpreter. That's her daughter. I'm thrilled to see, what she says is, I'm thrilled to see Indian women be an interpreter, as I have been searching for BIPOC Indian specifically as a native Indian. Also, I have been working with Arlene Candace, Smith Ebony. The rich history, her tradition, her life, everything she's trying to provide. So Madam Vice President, Ms. Kamala Harris, which we will talk about, which they developed the name sign for. Now, I don't want to drag this on too much longer. So I want to introduce the amazing human. Give it up for Kavita. Come on. Hey. Woo-hoo!
Woo!
I'm so happy you're here.
Well, you said everything that I had, so I think now I can just exit the studio. I think you explained everything about me. I don't even have to be here anymore.
No, we got to go much deeper. We just gave them a taste. There's so much about you. Let's first start with, how are you?
Oh, I'm fabulous. Really, truly, I'm thrilled to be here with you. It is such a perfect time to be here. My mother, my siblings, my brothers, everything in my experience has led me to this moment. And so I am so happy to be able to spend time with them, my family who's here, really just appreciating our culture and our food and our experiences.
Oh, what? Let's talk about a little bit more. What about some Indian food?
Oh, there's such a variety, but you might be familiar with some Indian food that you might have at a restaurant. But my mother cooked a lot at home. We didn't really use a lot of spicy dishes. We prefer Gujarati, which is our Indian state dish. And you may or may not enjoy that, but my family does. We love that dish.
I love me some Indian food. Food is a healing experience. Let's talk about the culture. Is all of India? Do they walk the same, talk the same? Are they the same?
Oh, no, no, no. Such a variety and diversity within the Indian culture. Our food is different, our clothing is different, our lifestyle, our way of thinking, our approach, and our schema of the world, all is different, which is so fascinating. Everyone has had such rich experiences, such a rich culture. You won't find anything that's the same within Indian culture.
I remember growing up, and people have a misconception that all of Africa is the same. No, yeah, there's different tribes in Africa. There's just so much variety. You'd mentioned that fashion is different. Is there something that seems or could be similar with other countries in India?
Well, during the summertime, the heat is just extreme. And so you'll notice a commonality being cotton or linen, a fabric of a light nature. You'll notice that as a commonality. You might see some pops of color, but for the majority, you might see some white fabric. We also have a similar diet, roti, that's a type of bread, and other common foods that we eat, rice. But again, it's such a variety within the culture. The way that you might make the same dish in different states and in different parts of the country, but the way that you cook and the method that you use might be different. For example, in the North, your food might be heavier, and in the South, you might have more seafood or fish, lamb. Where my family is from, there is no meat that is eaten in that area. The interpreter wasn't sure of the pronunciation of the city that she is from. It is near the Kolkata region, and meat is not eaten there. So again, that's why I say there is no one monolith of the country, and it truly is just fascinating.
I need to visit myself. What's growing up as a deaf person, as an Indian deaf person. What was that like for you?
I did grow up deaf. However, I did not have sign language or visual language. I went to an oral school and I commuted. There was no other language provided for me. And so I used English growing up, my whole childhood. And I did have some minimal sign language of finger spelling, and that was about it. I had no exposure to sign language, and I was the only deaf one in my family. The rest of my family is all hearing. I was the only one in my school as well.
Did people accept you, cherish you as a deaf person?
Yes, of course. It's interesting the perception that I had as a child. You know, people said, "Oh, I can't hear." The word deaf wasn't used. Not until I moved to America, actually.
So the school I went to was the oral deaf school, or the oral school. There wasn't usually the reference to being deaf.
They do not focus on the terminology and the word specifically deaf. The name of the school was the Oral School for the Deaf, but that was their only focus on it. There was not a clear understanding and clear description in my home country. And so when I moved into America and I attended Gallaudet University, and the word deaf was assigned to me as a label, that was my first exposure to it. That was when I found my deaf identity.
Oh, so that when you attended Gallaudet, that's when you identified, you captured your identity. So you didn't really have that experience of a deaf community in India until you attended school here at Gallaudet, and then you were exposed and kind of thrown for a loop. Was it natural for you to accept that identity, or did it take some time?
Well, growing up in India, I didn't have any shame for who I was. I just knew that I had a different way that I went about navigating my life. I didn't have any deaf role models, anyone that I could look up to growing up. But I did have powerful examples of female power that was instilled in me. And I noticed that sense of protest and empowering oneself was similar in the deaf community when I was exposed to it here. And that has led me to where I am now. The deaf community has shaped and molded who I am now.
Oh, so the community was your influence.
The community is what taught me about the right to sign language, about my rights, about my identity, giving me power and the ability to fight. Because in India, you know, I can swim, I could ride horses, you know, I had those rights, but I didn't realize that it also was similar to my deaf identity, that I can apply it in a similar nature to the deaf community.
I want to inform the audience that Miss Kativa is living proof that you can do anything. She's got a background in dance. Yeah. Instead of me explaining what you can do, let's show the audience what you can do.
Sure. Take it away.
चली गुड़ी पीते मिलन को चली गुड़ी पीते मिलन को चली नैना बावरिया मन में सावरिया चली गुड़ी पीते मिलन को चली गुड़ी पीते मिलन को चली नैना बावरिया मन में सावरिया चली गुड़ी पीते मिलन को चली गुड़ी पीते मिलन को चली चली गुड़ी पीते मिलन को चली चली गुड़ी पीते मिलन को चली नैना बावरिया मन में सावरिया चली गुड़ी पीते मिलन को चली चली गुड़ी पीते मिलन को चली
Wow. Wow. That was beautiful. Please explain the meaning of that dance.
Sure. Well, first, the name of that dance is called barytonadium. This is the sign for barytonadium. It is a very sacred, old, traditional dance. And you can tell a story of history through the dance. Now, I picked a shorter song. And that song was a love story. Now, barytonadium focuses on the eyes, the hands, and the feet.
Oh, okay.
You see around the ankles, there was those bells and chimes. That draws your attention and your focus. So again, your communication is with your eyes, your hands, and with your ankles. So when I do a motion such as this, it means come, come around. All of the motions have a meaning behind it. And that dance is innate. It is within me, and I cherish that form of dance, baritonidium. I so enjoy watching it. Every time you watch a dance, you're watching a story unfold. And that is one of my favorite things about it. I started to learn that style of dance when I was 7 years old. I had a private teacher come to my home. And that's an example of how I was saying that it was a form of protest. Because you were during that time, you were only supposed to focus on school, on your academics. But my mother, well, let me explain a little bit about my mother, was a dancer.
Okay.
She was a dancer herself.
Oh,
and a director of many artistic forms. So she often traveled and taught different artistic forms. And so during a time that I was solely supposed to be focusing on my academics, my mother instilled in me art and dance. And I was able to balance those two, academics and art. And that's why I had to do it in the privacy of my home. I had those private dance tutoring lessons on the old wooden floor of my home. You could feel the vibrations, and the instructor bought a drum as well. I learned how to count myself to find the rhythm. And that first you have to build a foundation where you learn the foundations of the dance, and then you can add in that rhythm and the beat and the movement. And that's how I started. So even back then, in those younger days, my mother taught me how to break the rules.
Yeah, obviously, dance feeds your spirit. Dance empowers you. It gives you a freedom.
Yes.
That art form is salient for your soul. While watching, I was just enthralled with the beauty of your dance. Maybe I know the audience, some people are probably asking, when are you going to join the festival? So it's coming soon, maybe.
I'd love to.
It's just a different way of connecting with the audience, sharing your history, your culture, telling a story. You wear so many hats, and you said you're kind of a rule breaker, and have been since you've been a little girl, which probably got you all the way up to where you are today as the president of California Association of the Deaf. What impelled you to become the president of California Association of the Deaf, CAD? I'm sorry, you froze a little bit. Okay, got you. You're back.
Yes, well, it really began with my mother. My mother was very active within the art community, and I saw that growing up. And that's why I look up to my mother so deeply. She was not deaf. Again, everyone in my family was hearing. But my mother wanted the best for me, wanted the best education for me, enrolled me in dance, encouraged me, and fostered that creativity within me. And I I did take some of my mother's classes, but she said, if you want to be in the class with me, you have to look at me as the teacher, not as your mother. My mother was tough on me. She did not give me any special treatment. I was involved in dance competitions, not in baritonidium, but in another type of dance called dandia. I was involved in many competitions called dandia. And that style of dance, you have a wooden stick, and you dance utilizing this instrument. Now, again, remember, I was the only deaf one. Everyone else in the competitions were hearing. And so I was a part of my team.
Won third place.
And I was involved in many competitions with my team, the only deaf one. And so I learned how to navigate being the only deaf one. However, when I moved to America and learned that I'm not the only one, and I learned that communal fight, that gathering together and that bond of a deaf identity, I'm truly thankful for Julie Ramsmaro. She became a role model for me. I first saw her as a presenter in a conference. And after that, we sat down and had a discussion. And here we are later. I'm the president for the California Association of the Deaf. And my goal is for our future children, for our future leaders, for our future BIPOC leaders, I want the best for them. And I'm proud to say that I am the first president that is an immigrant, that is Indian, female. I was born in India and immigrated over to America. And so I am living proof. I've shown that you can have a diverse background and become who you want to be, and the position that you want to have is obtainable.
Yeah, you're living proof that dreams, goals can be captured. Different representation that you can continue passing on a gift, and one in which you possess a powerful one. You didn't hide it or oppress it. No, you pulled it out of you. You had a focus. You had a drive, maintaining your culture, your history, trying to give something to the next generation. And I applaud you.
Thank you.
So, I mean, you're involved in all kinds of things. As we'd mentioned CAD. I mean, and about the Global Network Project. So about the Global Aid Project, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I'm a supervisor there.
Yeah, you don't stop, huh?
I don't. Keep on moving.
Yeah, your role as the executive director of the World Global Aid Project. Do you mind going into detail about that?
Yes, this is the sign for the Global Deaf Aid Organization. It is called the Global Deaf Aid Foundation. And let me show you how we sign it. Global Deaf, what one might say is uplifting, the sign, and then foundation. We raised money. We founded programs, a variety of different resources that improve the lives of deaf community. And the reason why it is this sign is because it is a collective community working together. So rather than a paternal help the deaf community, we wanted to reframe that. We wanted it to be a positive and empowering sign to use as its sign name to portray this work that we do. And I'm proud to say that in South Africa, we have deaf Muslims. There's several different signs. You can sign it, however you wish. But 2 Indian Muslims who have set up their own organizations, their own nonprofits in South Africa. And so these 2 individuals wanted to set up this organization, and so they contacted the Global Deaf Aid Foundation. And we were able to support them in their endeavors. And now they are in their 3rd year of operation, perhaps their 4th year. I'm losing track of time due to the coronavirus. It's all a blur, but they have been operating for about 3 to 4 years. And they have really strengthened their foundation, their funding, their recruitment. And they've done that on their own. I'm so proud to say that we have been able to support their endeavors. We also have operations running in Brazil. And that was similar to the project in South Africa. Unfortunately, due to COVID, we had to postpone the opening of their organization.
That's all right. A little knock off the rails to get you back right on. You'll be back on the horse here shortly. So yeah, so you're leading, you're supporting other countries to uplift by establishing these different foundations. So I love how you're just reaching out and galvanizing different people. And I know that one of those situations where you galvanize some people is Madame's Vice President Kamala Harris. The sign that was developed. What was that experience like? Do you mind going in detail with that?
Yes, it was me and Ebony and I. Ebony is from Canada. And Ebony was the initial founder of the team. We also recruited several other women. One of the women who was on the team just got married, and I'm unsure of her last name now.
Oh, congratulations. Congratulations.
So Ebony contacted me and said that she was recruiting Indian deaf women to be a part of the team. And so she asked if I was interested in joining, and I said, absolutely. We also brought in another deaf Indian woman. The interpreter did miss her name. But we wanted another individual alongside me who had that cultural background, who was Black Indian and had that knowledge. So the woman that I recruited was an ASL instructor, and she joined the team. So there was 5 of us within this core team, and we created and thought of different name signs for Vice President Kamala Harris. We posted it and collected many ideas from the community, but ultimately we wanted the deaf and Indian community to decide the name sign that was chosen. And so we brainstormed together and did come up with a sign for Vice President Kamala Harris. And her name, Kamala, means lotus, as in the lotus flower, which the bottom of the flower is submerged beneath the water and the petals are floating on the surface of the water. And so that is the reason for the movement of her sign name, as in the blossoming, the blooming of the flower. And the 3 fingers are due to her being the first Black, Indian, and female vice president. And so I really give hats off and I applaud the individuals on this team who invented this name sign for Vice President Kamala Harris. I believe it is a wonderful match and a beautiful name sign.
So this is how the movement of the sign is. Thanks for teaching me again.
Yes.
Yeah, yes, I remember watching the YouTube clip with the explanation and the detail. I was so excited. I shared it with everyone as I could. I shared it with as many people as possible. So, wow, I appreciate that explanation. Yeah, we need more leaders. We need, they can't just be one spread out here or there. No, we need to come together because each of us have different ideas and different attributes to bring to the table.
And this was also the first time in history that we had Black and Indian women coming together, working together, having a dialogue amongst ourselves. And when this moment arose in history, we knew this is the time we have to work together. And I think it was a beautiful culmination of our dialogue, of our work, of our collaboration together.
Yeah, you can dance alone, but it may not be anything better than dancing together. We need that in the world, being together. Man, whoa, you know a lot of people. Copious amount of leaders.
Somehow they find me.
Which leads us to the next segment of our show. And that is the game, Name These People.
Well, let's see if I remember if I know who is who.
So you have 2 options. You can name the person, or if you can't remember their name, then maybe you can do you can say what they do. For example, maybe a lawyer. All right, you ready?
Mm-hmm.
A visual description of an African-American female stands holding the silver bar at the below and looking at the camera, smiling with the soft red lipstick on her lips. She wears in her black long braids that pull back from her beautiful face, and silver earrings is visible. Wears a black jacket matching to her black pants with red and white printed blouse. Who is she?
I'm unsure of her last name, but her first name, well, she works at Gallaudet currently. And her name is Dr. Carolyn, and her last name escapes my mind.
Yeah, you got it. Dr. Carolyn McCaskill.
Carolyn McCaskill.
Yes. Deaf from Alabama. She's a career counselor, associated professor, author, recently founding the Director School of Arts in humanities, including the Deaf Studies at Gallaudet University, Washington, D.C. She's known as the co-authoring a book that calls The Hidden Treasures of Black ASL.
Oh, yes, I look forward to reading that book. She's a wonderful woman.
Visual description, a picture of an Indian female appears in her length, shoulders, black hair with some nude brown lip color on her lips. She wears in a blue V blouse, standing to glance to the camera and grinning humbly.
Oh, she is a very well-known Indian actress. Priyanka Jonas. Her last name is now Jonas, but Priyanka Chopra Jonas.
Yeah.
She is a very talented actress as well.
You know more about her?
Well, I actually met her at Gallaudet. And she was also a part of Dancing with the Stars. And I met her, and she actually was interested in learning a bit of sign language. She had some exposure to deaf culture, and so she already knew she had some awareness of deaf culture, and very, very kind.
Visual picture of an African-American female sits with two hands down on her laps, wears in her thick black volume up long length on her shoulders. She wears in her black uniform with a gold badge on her right chest and a red line patch on her right upper arm. Looks at the camera smiling with some pale pink gloss lip on her lips. Who is she?
Oh, Andrea Hall. I'm proud to say that she is a CODA and also the captain of her fire department. Were you aware that she's a CODA? When she was signing at the inauguration, that was such an inspirational moment. It was beautiful. Oh, so wonderful to see. Really signing for the accessibility of the deaf audience. I applaud her. It was such a touching moment.
You know everyone. A visual description, a picture of an Indian male appears behind the gray background in his maroon leather jacket that covers his black shirt, matching to his black torn jeans and black and white shoes. He wears a blended V1 line necklace. He poses in his dance signature move with his left leg lift up, right foot touching on the gray floor. His right hand signs an F/9. Who is he?
I know that he's very well known within the Indian community. His face I recognize, but I cannot recall his name. No. Remo D'Souza.
Yeah, he's a hearing and native Indian actor, a film director.
Oh, choreographer.
He also works for
Hollywood
films and music videos as choreographer. He was in a dance reality show on Dance India Dance, DID.
Yes, he's well known within the Indian dance community.
Do you mind sharing a little bit about Bollywood?
Oh, yes, Bollywood. Everyone thinks that Bollywood must include music. However, that's not always the case. Some have lyrics. Some have music. But what is truly highlighted is the expression of the music and Indian culture. It depends on the movie that you're watching and what the movie is about, the plot. Some are very well made, incorporating music into the film. And some movies don't have music in it at all. So again, it just depends on the type of movie and if they integrate music.
Man, I have learned so much today. A visual description, a picture of a male with his brown skin and black flat short haircut, has a black jacket with white collars folding in and a blue striped tee. He looks at the camera smiling handsomely. Who is he?
Well, you just said I know everyone, but I don't think that's true. This is proof. I don't know this one.
Man, this is a wonderful place to learn. This is Abu Baker, also known as Baker Ali, native of Somalia in Africa, resides in New York. In Somalia, Mr. Baker helped to establish the Somali Deaf Union, first Somali organization for deaf individuals in his country. The organization developed in Somalia National Association of Deaf, SNAD, which he served as a president. His strong self-interest of the community advocacy and access to opportunities for minority students. He has a quote, "You must be the change you wish to see in the world."
Oh, wonderful. I would love to have the chance to meet Baker.
A visual description of a picture of an African-American female appears in a red lace dress with no sleeves, wearing a white pearl stud earring. She has long black hair over her shoulders. She glances to the left at the camera, smiling a little bit. Who is she?
Beautiful, gorgeous. I've seen her work often. I know that she is a lawyer. She is DeafBlind and the first to graduate from Harvard.
Got it. Yep.
Oh, Haben.
Eben Girma. I have a fun fact. She lives here in the Bay Area.
Oh.
I love watching what she does.
And she does salsa dance as well. Wow.
And she's incredible. She loves surfing, swimming. She's incredible. She has no limitations. She's an author and wrote the book, Habian, the Deaf Blind Woman Who Conquered Harvard Law.
Oh, wow. She worked under Barack Obama. That's incredible.
Yeah, and she's a great friend of mine as well. This is a visual description of a picture of an African-American male stands next to smoky white brick walls, holding hands to look at the camera and smiling. He has a bald head, looking handsome with a pair of silver rounded eyeglasses and a thin black beard, wears a light blue long sleeve blouse with a gray plated vest and a dark red tie with a silver pin. Who is he?
I don't think I know him. I might have seen. I don't know that I've seen him. Maybe Chris? Almost.
Oh.
Johnson. I think I remember now. He was at Gallaudet recently. Did he work at Gallaudet?
I haven't got an update. So I haven't got an update of what he's doing as of recent.
Okay, I think it's the same person.
He's an incredible mentor, role modeling leader, American Sign Language teacher. He worked for the National Black Deaf Advocates in BDA. And he works hard. There's only a couple more. It's a visual description of a picture of an African-American female, wears a tan head wrap on her head with the dark blue lock bang. She has 4 lock jewels on her lock bag and blue eyebrows with long eyelashes, 2 silver nose rings pierced on her nose, wears wooden brown earrings matching to her long sleeve shirt. She holds her right fist under her chin, looking at the camera and smiling softly. Who is she?
Oh, well, she's gorgeous. Unfortunately, I do not know who she is.
Last week, she was on our show. Her name's Raven. Last name's Sutton. She's deaf, a native of Alabama, is a dancer, ASL performer. She's still practicing her choreography. She's a master's degree in social work from Gallaudet University. The goal is to develop her own practice as a dance therapist for the at-risk youth community. Currently, Raven is a survivor or resources specialist for the deaf domestic violence survivors at the Deaf Dawn in Washington, D.C.
Well, her profile is absolutely wonderful. I think she absolutely fits the description, but she seems to have, wow, the ability to show diversity within her work.
Visual description: a picture of an African American male stands in his black hat and black leather jacket, opening to show a white shirt. Going with a pair of washed stone blue jeans, he has a long, fully curly length to his shoulders. The wall is white behind him. Who is he?
Okay, I almost said the wrong name. Is he a DJ? DJ? Does he DJ music?
Nah, he's not on that side of the music world.
I think that I recently saw him in The Sound of Metal.
Yeah. Shaheem Sanchez. He's an incredible dancer. He's a director, actor. He recently won an Oscar winner for The Sound of Metal on the Hulu Amazon Prime movie.
He did.
He's brilliant. Brilliant. We have two more. Visual description: a picture of a male with his brown skin and black, flat, short haircut. Has a black jacket with white collars folding in and a blue striped tie. He looks at the camera, smiling handsomely. He's one of my favorite actors. Sorry.
Yes, he tends to either do comedy shows or acting, typically not in very serious roles.
Yeah, George Lopez.
Lopez. Lopez. Okay, yes. Yes, the George Lopez show. Now I remember.
Yeah, he's one of my favorite actors. Hilarious. And he's a great representation of the culture, of his culture. Lives in California. We have one more.
One more? Okay.
Visual description: a black and white picture of a female stands against a post office pole mailbox with her folded arms, looking at the camera and grinning. She has long hair to her shoulders, wears a jacket with a tote bag over her shoulder and black pants. As she stands against the P.O. box pole, her left leg crosses to rest on her right leg. Shine, looking at the camera to smile shyly. Who is she?
If I could see a little bit closer, is her name Sabrina? Does it begin with an S? Sabrina?
I don't know. We'll see. Close.
Oh no, Deepa. Okay, I am familiar with some of her work.
Yes, Deepa is also an artist as well. A deaf native of India. She's an artist living in California for a career in commercial art, world of computer animation at DreamWorks in Los Angeles. She has received her master's degree in graphic design from Royal College. Yeah, she worked at DreamWorks.
Oh, wow. She's such a wonderful leader.
It was amazing to work with her. She was involved in the Bay Area art festival that we had.
Wonderful.
Wow, you did amazing. Woo!
I did learn a few things, though. Some of those people that I was not familiar with, I'd love to contact them and meet them.
That's what this show's all about. Learning, sharing. There's history. It's Black History every month. This wasn't a test. Now I don't want to be selfish and take up all of your time. So I want to give the audience their shot to ask you some questions. So audience, you're up. You can go ahead and ask her any questions you like. And this is a segment called Ask Kavita Anything.
Okay, sure, I'm ready.
I did see one question. Question is, can you create your own story, or is it traditional stories? In correlation to the video the dance video that you showed.
Oh, in baritonidium. You can do both. You can create your own story. Absolutely. For example, my mother, she taught me many a dance, and she created many of them herself. However, there's also the traditional dances. You can use songs from films, and you can translate it and make it your own. There's no one way to be in Indian culture. Now, baritonidium, there are certain rules. For example, if you wanted to incorporate American influences, American music, that is not something that is allowed within the traditional form of baritonidium.
Yeah,
With
so
Zendaya, you have more creative freedom. And with Garba, there's also room for creativity. Baritonidium, in terms of its traditional dance style, does follow the traditional songs from Indian culture.
As an ASL teacher, how do you feel about interpreters or hearing people teaching ASL?
Well, there are plenty of jobs that are available that should be taken by the deaf community. If a teacher has qualifications, has immersed themselves in the deaf community, has a very clear understanding, and I don't mean just around deaf people every once in a while, I mean truly rooted within the community. I think all of those things are so important. I am flexible and accommodating. However, I do think that it is of the utmost importance that they have that culture to be rooted. I believe in California, you have to pass a proficiency exam as well. I believe that is required. And so if you have a hearing teacher, they must have had passed the proficiency exam mandated by the state of California as well.
What would be one thing you would tell other deaf artists about following their dreams?
Go for it. Chase your dreams and don't let anything stop you. The next would be, some people are reserved and they sit back instead of chasing their dreams, but ask questions, seek your dreams. That is what I had to do. I didn't let anything stop me. I asked questions and I sought the people who would help me achieve my goals.
Do you teach the Indian styles of dance you showed today? Do you mind repeating yourself? You froze a little bit.
Bharatanatyam is a complex dance. It's tough to teach. Now, Dandeya and Garba, it's easier to teach those two styles of dances. And so I do teach some of those other forms of dance, but not Bharatanatyam. And some people have asked me to teach in the LA area, in different cities in California. There's different groups that specifically focus on a type of dance, maybe Dandeya, and I will do a one-on-one with those group of dancers.
I mean, I'm not a professional teacher, but I mean, yes, I've dabbled in teaching. I mean, but it's y'all about passing it on. I got you. Y'all about passing it on. Here's a question. Oh, what is your name sign? What does that mean? Is it Indian correctly as an Indian sign language?
Yes, you take your middle finger and bring it to your thumb, and you glide it down your chest twice. I had several women who gave me that name sign many years ago. And I had waited so long to be bestowed a name sign. And so, to my knowledge, those women who are all Indian gave me that name sign, and it was wonderful.
Can you spell the form of dance you had spelled with the G again?
Yes, it was Garba. And that is a dance that focuses and utilizes your hands. And so you, again, have that sort of like a stick, and you utilize those to bring attention to your hands.
So when are you going to perform in the Bay Area International Deaf Dance Festival?
Oh, when are you going to ask me? You didn't ask me this year.
Well, I guess there's no better time than the present. So you want to join us for the Bay Area International Deaf Dance Festival 10th anniversary?
Absolutely.
Yay!
Sure.
Woo! Okay. You know, I know you're extremely busy. You know, but what's next for you?
In terms of next steps, I'd say.
So what's next in your future?
I am looking to kickstart my business off, hopefully in the fall. We have the logo, the website. And so next is just the kickoff. So be on the lookout for a new business. I have sent you the link for it, and I think it's coming up on the screen right now.
Yeah, so if you guys all want to know what's going on in the world of Kavita, these are different organizations you can follow.
Oh, be patient. Patience is a virtue.
Yes. Patience is a
So
virtue.
just be on the lookout. Not quite yet, but it is in the running.
So to our audience members, you can follow Kavita. Different areas. You have CAD1906.org, globaldeafaid.org. You can find her at her LinkedIn profile, Kavita, last name Pipalia. Antoine is spelling out the name of all of the organizations as well as the LinkedIn profile. So yeah, you guys can follow. You can catch up with Kavita. You can see what she's going on, what she's doing. She's an incredible. She's got so much rich history, information, and she's always doing something. I highly recommend you follow the journey of Miss Kavita.
There's also one more video of Dandia that I'll be posting after this weekend. There is going to be a celebration for my parents' 60th anniversary, and so I'll be performing for them.
Oh wow, they were
The last
urgent
time we were all
for you.
together was many, many years ago. And so I will be posting that video on my wall. So go ahead and take a look if you're curious what Dandia looks like. There will be a short video posted this weekend.
I can't wait to see it. I'm looking out for it, looking out for it. And you're a beautiful dancer. I've learned so much from you today. Oh, you're powerful. Just your story. You have so much information that you haven't been shared yet. So, what would you like to share in your final thought?
I would really like to highlight a quote. Someone who said, "Community accountability is love." I follow quotes that are posted every week, and they really focus on intentionality, on love, on giving and receiving. And so it doesn't matter who that person is, if you like them or not, go ahead and show them love, because we are all human. We are all beautiful, amazing, skilled, talented humans, and we can show love to one another.
Wow. Well, you said it best. Thank you so much. I've learned so much from you today. It's a blessing to have you with us today. I can't wait to see you next time.
Thank you so much for inviting me onto your show, Deaf Woke. Thank you, Antoine.
Wow. That was Kavita. Woo! Woo-hoo. So what's my final thought? We, the community, don't have to fight alone. We don't have to fight against each other. Coming together, blending. And we all have that little rebellion little girl inside of us, like Kavita. We all have a voice, a spirit, the right to be who you are and make your dreams come true. whatever it is that you want to do. Now, as long as you don't, it's not deleterious to other people, you are beautiful. Being deaf is beautiful. Doesn't matter if you're around the world, in India, in Africa, Australia, here in America, deaf is beautiful. Wherever you move, deaf is beautiful. And there's nothing wrong with that. What makes it wrong is when people demean deaf, the deaf community. We need to uplift each other, build each other. We are human. There is no cure. Humanity is a gift. There is a cure, and that is humanity. And cherish your life. Cherish each other. You are brilliant. Be who you are. Kavita, she's living proof. There are no limits to getting what you need. So get up, fight for it, and go get it. And that's my final thought. So I want to say thank you to all the people who've came out today, watched today. Thank you to Kavita, the interpreters. Thank you to the audience, How Round, Drop Labs, and you for watching. Oh, the beautiful audience, beautiful. I saw all your chats. Come on, let me get some likes. Come on, let me get some hearts. Come on, let me get where they at. Where they at? Come on. Come on, let me see them hearts and those likes. Come on. I can't forget to say thank you to Popfish, who designed and made this shirt. If you have the means to be able to donate, this show, the operations of the show are not free. But if you have the means, please donate at www.realurbanjazzdancecompany.com to help continue this show. This show is about supporting the community, and it'd be impossible without you. Wait a minute, where my heart's at? Where my likes at? Come on, let me see them. Whether you are on Facebook or YouTube tuning in, I appreciate you all for watching today. Supporting the show, learning, connecting. It's critical that I stay connected with my community. I don't know if I work as hard as Kavita, but woo! You are all a bit of a role model. So peace, love, I'm out. Where's my music?